Good morning, Wednesday, the 7th day of October of 2020. I'm Vincent J. Russo of the Russo Law Group, and today we're going to talk about how to select a trustee. And I couldn't think of a better person to discuss this with you as Elena Puma, who's been my partner for 30 years.
Hello, Maria Elena. How you doing?
Good, Vincent. How are you today?
Great. With this COVID-19, we don't actually get to see each other in the same room these days. So it's great seeing my partner.
Yeah, it's been a while.
That's right, months and months. So today's topic, and I thought you'd be great at this, which is how to select the right trustee. Wow. That's a big question because as a planner, both of us meet with clients all the time and we set up trusts. And then there's the big question. All right, who should be the trustee? What do they do? So just start with my first question is, what's the responsibility of a trustee?
Well, the trustee is serving in a role of a fiduciary. But what's important to know is that even though you're serving as a fiduciary, you could have personal liability for your actions. So you have to make sure that you understand what that role is. And as the person creating the trust, the settlor, you have to make sure the person that you select is somebody who can perform that role for you. So that trustee has to be loyal. That trustee has to be loyal to the interests of all the beneficiaries of the trust, whether it's an income beneficiary or a residuary remainderment beneficiary, because sometimes their interests are different. The trustee needs to act prudently, which means that the trustee is held to an objective standard of care. So the trustee must take actions that a prudent person would believe to be reasonable actions, okay? In that role, the trustee also has to be impartial. The trustee has to make sure he or she treats the beneficiaries, whether they're income or remainder beneficiaries, in a fair way. So those are just some of them. Other things is, this is a fiduciary responsibility. So when the trustee is owning these assets, the assets may be in that trustee's name, but the trustee has to understand that it's not his or her assets. They're owning them as fiduciary. So if that bank account says, John Smith, trustee of this Jane Smith Trust, John Smith doesn't own that asset. And if there's a check payable to the trust, John Smith can't put that in his own checking account. It must go in the trust account. So the trustee has to make sure that he or she does not commingle any of the funds of the trust with their personal assets.
So self-dealing's a dirty word.
Self-dealing.
That's what you're saying. Self-dealing's
a
dirty word. And as a trustee, there's personal liability, right? I mean, if you go and steal the money or make a major mistake and you're negligent, then you're going to be personally liable, right?
Yep, that's correct.
So that's a serious job. So talk about the duties of a trustee.
Well, there are many duties of the trustee. So let's highlight a couple. So the first thing is that the trustee has to protect, preserve, marshal, value, and basically take control over the assets that are within the trust. So the trustee has to make sure that they are invested properly. The trustee is responsible. So often the trustee should retain the professional services of an investor advisor, a financial advisor that can guide the trustee in terms of those investments. The trustee is also responsible to pay any trust expenses. Those could be debts, liabilities, administration expenses, valuation expenses, appraisal expenses, taxes, real estate taxes if there's real property in the trust, or even income taxes or estate taxes. So there's a duty there to make sure that those are taken care of.
This is a very important job.
It's very important.
With a lot of responsibilities. So I want to ask you the question we get asked all the time. I call it the $64,000 question, which is, who should I appoint as trustee?
Well, most people, from what I've seen, usually appoint a family member, like a spouse, a sibling, a child, or even a close friend. And that's not necessarily a bad idea, but you just have to make sure that that person is going to have the knowledge and the time to serve in the capacity as trustee. Often, I've seen clients appoint a co-trustee to serve along with that family member or friend, such as an attorney or an accountant or a bank or, a corporate trustee to provide that guidance. But in any event, no matter who your trustee is, that trustee needs to know that he or she is entitled to, under the terms of the trust, to retain the services of a professional, like an investment person, an accountant, an attorney, a financial planner, an advisor, and that trustees should seek the guidance and advice and counsel of a trust and estates attorney.
I think that makes a lot of sense. So you name a family member or a trusted friend, and as long as they have the capabilities and they have the understanding of what their job is, and if they seek counsel to oversee what they're doing and seek counsel's advice on issues they're not clear about, they should be okay. But sometimes quite frankly, the family may be better off bringing in an independent professional trustee when families don't get along or if there's other issues that come into play. So I want to thank you very much. I know it was quick because you can go on for hours with all of your experience, but I think you really nailed down very quickly how to select the right trustee.
Thank you.
What I think it comes down to is a matter of trust. You're just going to have to trust your trustee. Have a great day. Be well and be safe.